right hash, 13-yard line. DeGalvo to hold. This is for the ball game, tied at 21 in the second overtime. The snap, the hold, the kick, it is up.
Going 0-3 is awful. We didn't want to do that. But the big picture that we tried to talk to our kids about was that, hey, we have yet to play a PSAC East team yet. You know, if we do what we're supposed to do going forward, we'll have an opportunity to play in the state title.
What did you see in that game that maybe kind of scared you a bit about this team this season?
It was a reflection on 2015.
Going into the Mercyhurst game, you know, we felt that was a game that we definitely were going to win. You know, it was a home opener. We felt really comfortable with schematically what they were doing and how we could defend them and what they were doing defensively and how we could attack them. It just didn't work out for us. You know, we didn't play, we didn't make enough plays. We fell apart in some areas in the special teams, and you know, it's one of those games that you look back and, you know, we probably kick ourselves more about that game than the other two losses. As a game we definitely should have beat. We were a better team than they were.
I mean, we were just frustrated trying to figure out what to do, how to bounce back from an 0-3 start. You know, I mean, we worked so hard coming into the season, and to just play the way we did in those first 3 games, just nothing seems to be going our way. And it was just frustrating for us. We just had to try and find something for us to help us get us going, because we knew we were a better team than this, and it wasn't showing. So we just had to start clicking in different areas, just try and find ourselves, and it was just a long road, a lot of frustration going into that.
Play action, and it is a pass, and he has a man wide open in the end zone.
This is the storyline of the year. As much as you guys kind of don't want to talk about it, it's part of the story. 0-3 start, tough losses to begin. Mercyhurst, Seton Hill, and you know, after one of those early losses. Early in the season, you kind of huddled the guys together, and you kind of said, listen up, and we actually have what you said.
Of being mediocre, and being average, and being called fourth, and being called second place, and losing. It's got to change, man. This team is a good team, but you keep coming out here and not caring. People got to start caring and giving 100% effort. Like, I'm right next to him. I'm giving 100% effort for him because that's my brother. But too many people are walking around saying, oh, he might make a play. It might be his turn. He might do it now. Everyone's got to do it collectively. 11 people every day. Every day, man. It's got to come from right here. It's only effort and heart. You got to want it. Everyone's got to individually want it, but we got to come together as a team to do it. And until that, we're going to keep seeing that scoreboard, us losing every single week. Something's got to change. Stay safe tonight. Don't be stupid. Get off your feet Monday and come back to work on Tuesday. Let's go. Big on 3, 1, 2, 3.
What made you do that?
I don't know. I was tired of losing. I mean, you see it every day in practice. People going, you know, half speed, kind of waiting for someone else to make a play. And like after 3 straight losses, you just can't take it anymore, especially knowing it's your last year. So I mean, I just had to say something. I mean, I say something every day in practice, but I mean, I try to change my motivation, try to go so hard in practice that other people don't want to let me down, instead of me trying to change other people's way of practicing so they don't let me down because I just don't want them to. So I don't know, it just kind of like a bomb just kind of went off in me a little bit.
And you can go 2 different ways. You know, you can either, you know, woe is me, oh, you know, we'll figure it out, or hey, let's suck it up, get after it. And I think we kind of got together and said, going forward, we have to go 1-0. We don't need to. We can't worry about the last 3 games. We can't worry about Westchester, Bloomsburg down the road. We need to beat Millersville. If we didn't go 1-0, we would have been 0-4, and we would have been hell-bent on really having a bad year, losing at Millersville, which can't happen.
The way he incorporated that into our philosophy, just knowing, hey, this is the most important game of the week because it's the one on our schedule. And that just pretty much brought us together as a unit.
So as you pushed through What was some of the big changes? Was it the philosophy from the coaching staff? Was it something internally? Was it a message from you, the senior leaders? What was it that kind of flipped the script on this season?
I think it was a little bit of all of that, just people realizing that this was the last go-around for a lot of us.
Our record at 0-3, we're not even going to talk about it because we're all pissed off about it. So why even bring it up? You know, all we care about is 1 week. We're in a 1 week season. Let's go 1-0. Let's get it done.
What was it that really turned the page on this season?
To be honest, I think just the first win. I mean, even though it was Millersville, not the people we want to beat for championships, just seeing that you can win a game really does a lot for people.
When do you find out that you're the starter coming in week 4 against Millersville to start the Eastern Division slate?
It wasn't until Friday to the walkthrough. Me and Terrence, we were working out together. We were getting doing different reps during the week. And then come Friday during the walkthrough, Coach Mangle said, "Colin, you're out there." And then I got me more confidence getting that, just telling them that you're starting next week, and really pushed me out there and gave me the confidence I needed to go out there and beat Millersville.
What did you see from him that made you decide to make him QB1 going into that week 4 contest?
Well, I think he's kind of cool under pressure. You know, I didn't see any panic. I didn't see any, finger pointing or anything like that. Not that I saw that with anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
I just, he seemed in control out there for someone that's, got put in that position. He took advantage of it, he can see things on the field that, sometimes you don't put up on the board or coach, and he's got an instinct about it. And I think that's always something that you look for in your players. And he proved that to us that day, that, he could turn it around. We were really sputtering. And I think just to change there maybe lit a spark. I mean, it's kind of cliche, but I mean, that might have been the case. And going forward, I think he responded well with the opportunity and took advantage of it.
What was that like bringing Colin DeGalbo in?
Colin did a great job. He came in, made big plays. He through the air and on his feet. He helped our team. He was a great leader also, which was huge. And it brought a different element to our offense, having him out there with us and leading our team.
Well, Matt Santos and I talked to a member of the coaching staff going into the Millersville game, and we asked him what can we expect from Colin DeGalbo, and he said he's kind of a gunslinger. He's going to take some chances. We don't know what we're going to get from him, but he is going to take some chances, and some of those chances are going to pay off.
I think it was right after the Millersville game when I had my first real game under my hand, and I felt just getting that win, that first game experience out of there. It's when I really felt that this is it. This is ours for the taking, and just roll with it.
Millersville had just had the PJ Santos interception for a touchdown. We were trailing. We had the ball at midfield. Millersville had made a play and a sack, but there was an excessive celebration penalty which gave us life. We kept the ball. We went down. End of the half, I think we're about the 14-yard line. Millersville, for some reason, called timeout, which gave us an opportunity to kind of reassess where we were. And right before the half, Colin ran in for a touchdown. And it kind of turned the whole game because all the momentum was with Millersville at that point, and then the game kind of turned on that. And when he made that run, I thought, he's going to be another weapon that I didn't even account for.
And here goes DeGalbo. Look at all the room he has. DeGalbo, midfield, 40, 30, 20, and DeGalbo.
How important was it to get that first win under your belt and really kind of turn things around into the season that you were hoping that you were going to have?
Yeah, every week we focus on going 1-0. And that's our big thing, taking one rep at a time, winning your rep, winning your practice, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then getting ready for the game on Saturday and going 1-0. And we came out on top, and we just kept going from there.
Was there any point in that game that you kind of felt, this is my team now, this is my offense, this is my unit?
Right after the first touchdown, when I drove him down the field, and everyone was confident in me, everyone was with me on the same page. That's when I felt that this is my team, and I'm not getting rid of it.
I think that was probably our turning point during the season, just pretty much getting that one win under our belt, knowing that 1-0 philosophy worked, and just knowing that we had that win finally. We can focus towards Westchester, which is a big in-conference rivalry.
Millersville was the first stop, and I think Coach Clemens said, let's go 1-0 each week. And now you have Westchester, who at that point was one of the top ranked offenses in all of Division II, averaging plus 500 yards a game.
What were the emotions heading into that contest, knowing that the Rams they're never spectacular, but they're always a solid, tough opponent?
Yeah, they're always solid. I knew a lot of kids on defense. I grew up with them. I played with them. My brother played with them, and it was just fun seeing them out there, and especially a team like Westchester beating them. Was it 2016 or 2014?
Right, yeah, real close.
Beating them and then just beating them, and when getting them out of the way and just having that win against them really helped us even more with confidence, especially a team against like that, thinking they were ranked first in the preseason for PSAC, and just getting them out of the way was a real good for us.
That last 40 seconds, you know, we're looking at it here. They're moving, they're picking up yards. I mean, by chunks, and then this pickup.
This play gave me a heart attack, but luckily Kenny was able to hustle down the field and make a stop. But during that play, I was just thinking, man, we've come this far for that to happen. It was just flashbacks of the 3 previous years, just Westchester coming down, doing their thing when it matters, and it was just, my heart sunk in my chest a little bit, that just knowing, wow, this might be it. All the hard work we put in, this could be the end of our season right here.
The shotgun. He's back, being pressured. He is wrapped up and sacked. Back at the 39-yard line, the Golden Bears.
What are you doing in that moment? Are you jumping? What's the first thing you did?
I'm sprinting over to where the defense is, congratulating them, getting everybody excited. You know, it was a lot of emotions. First win against Westchester for me in my career, so that was huge. And just celebrating with the team. It was a team win. We fought hard that game, and that was a physical football game.
That was just a tremendous football game. It was just a tremendous way to end with the sack after the Westchester receiver is looking like he's headed for a tying touchdown or possibly go-ahead because it would tied it at 20, and Kenny Williams comes from absolutely nowhere to make the tackle.
Seeing Kenny fly down, make that play, it was just so relieving. And I knew once he made that tackle that we were going to win this game, because it showed that we wanted the game more than Westchester did.
That win was a signature win in Coach Clemens' coaching career here. It's a signature win in the history of the program, and it was a win, I think, that sent shockwaves through the PSAC East.
That was a great game, you know, and it's something that me personally, I don't know about our guys, I mean, that was the first time a lot of those guys beat Westchester, and it was one of those teams that, you know, since I've gotten here, that heck, man, I want to beat these guys. You know, they're pretty good, and you know, they weren't good enough to beat us that night, which was great. So I was fired up. That was a huge game for us in the program.
And finally beat Westchester. I've never beaten Westchester in my 4 years being here.
The Golden Bears storm the field after upsetting the Westchester Golden Rams, the team favored to win the PSAC East.
We were focused on us and how we could get better that week. You know, and all the hard work you do during the week, and going 1-0, and just really putting what we have out on the field and getting better as a group and coming away with a W. So we were not looking ahead. You know, we did not look ahead Millersville to play Westchester. We didn't look ahead, you know, Westchester to get our revenge on Bloom, any of that stuff. We just were focused on playing one game at a time.
And Shippensburg week was another 1-0 week. For me, to be honest, I was going home. I mean, I'm from Chambersburg. My whole family was there. So, I mean, it was awesome playing there in that environment. But for our team, we just knew we had one goal, just go 1-0 and continue going through the season like that.
It was a great week of practice for the whole team. You know, we think we did a great job. The coaches also did a great job. It was a hard game. That was, you know, they had, like you said, homecoming in their senior day. We just knew we had to go out there, you know, being the away team, there was going to be some adversity we're going to have to face. And there was a couple times where we actually did, and we overcame it. And that's what you have to do to be a good football team and a championship football team.
Heading into this game, it was pretty much the same thing we were doing once we started getting the ball rolling and winning all the games. We just told each other, like, it started with the coaches, but we told each other, we got to treat each week 1-0. Just win your game, win your matchup every week.
Well, we knew going into it that it was going to be a dogfight, that it wasn't going to be an easy game for us. But we pretty much just stuck to the fact that we needed to just focus on us, that the only team that could beat us is ourselves.
I thought just we could have played better. We can get it going. We weren't playing to our potential, and we knew that coming out in halftime we had to show up and we had to bring it all out and give our all because we knew that we wanted to be PSAC champions, PSAC East champions, and we need to get past them to be the champions of the East.
As soon as Reef blocked that field goal, I knew that we were going to win this game because I knew that we had the momentum going into overtime. And I knew once one overtime wasn't enough that we could look at Shippensburg and we can see that they were tired and they were frustrated, knowing that they couldn't finish the game when they had to. And we knew that we had them right where we wanted them to be because we came too far to lose this game.
So you go into Shippensburg, regulation, and then you're going to overtime. Go to double overtime, and then we head to the kick.
In the second overtime, the snap, the hold, the kick, it is up. It's good. The Golden Bears have won this ball game as they storm the field, 24-21. You have got to be kidding me. First attempted field goal of the year. Brandon Jefford nails it.
I told you B-Money was built for that. Yeah!
All the pressure, you're the road team, it's double overtime, you fought your way to tie the score, and you're the last team in Division II to attempt the field goal.
Right.
And you go do it in double overtime with the game on the line.
Right.
Would you have made that call?
No, and you get to that point of the season, I don't know how many teams in the history of college football or football have gone that deep in a season, have not at least attempted a field goal.
Well, we were going to go for it. To be honest with you, I mean, I'm looking at it like, hey, we got to go. We've been successful, you know. I think if we would have went for it, we would have scored a touchdown. But at the same time, I felt that if we attempted it and the success rate was a little bit better, we wouldn't had to, you know, it would have been different if, I guess it would have been different if I knew we wouldn't still have another chance. Whereas if we missed it, we would still get another opportunity to go out there in another overtime.
I was saying from the play where you got stopped and it was fourth down to kick the field goal, but I knew seeing him in practice do it multiple times that he's more than capable of making a 30, I don't know if it was like 32, 34-yard field goal. So I said kick it because the way we were playing there is the way we should have been playing all game. So if we had to go into a third, fourth, fifth overtime, I had no doubt in my mind that we would come out on top after that.
Were you on board with that?
Yeah.
It's easy to say that now, right?
Yeah. But we all had faith in Brandon when we huddled up, and we knew, we practiced all the time on the field goals, and we knew what he was capable of, and he was going to make that chip shot.
Were you on board with this decision?
Oh, absolutely. B-Money he just had it, man. He was able to kick the game-winning field goal for us, and it was just a great moment for him, and he was the hero for our game.
The offense, shaky. The defense, shaky. So something you guys didn't do a lot this year.
Yeah.
Special teams comes into mind. Second overtime. Were you on that? Were you on that side that says, "Hey, coach, let's put him out there"?
Yeah, I had faith in him. I held for him all practice. I always had confidence in him. I always told him just kick the ball. Don't worry about anything else. Just kick the ball. That's just what he did. He put right through the uprights. It was beautiful.
You don't know Hollywood scriptwriter would say we're going to run a kid out there from the intramural soccer team to kick a game-winning field goal to essentially clinch the East.
B-Money kept his head down and put it through, so we were fired up. Yeah, that was fun. That was fun, Of course it was, but that game was up and down. It wasn't just that play. I mean, there was a lot of opportunities there.
I was talking to the Shippensburg players, just telling them, they had a hell of a season. I enjoyed playing against them. There's different types of players. You see some guys are running, flying around on the field. I do that too, but later on. I guess at first, it didn't really hit me because, especially, this wasn't a team where, we have the best winningest record against them. I think we beat them last year, but before that, we traditionally got beat by them. So, especially, the win in a high-stakes game like that, it took a while for it to set in.
The hill was always up. So, there was never a gradual coasting. We're always climbing up, trying to get to the top. We're always picked for the bottom. So finally getting to the number one spot, having that top, win the East, go 7-0 in the East, it was like a weight lifted off our shoulders.
For us to celebrate like that, it was just it was just a great feeling, you know. I mean, we've come so far, working out in the summers, morning runs, you know, training our off-season training. It's just, we worked for this moment.
Were you as scared, as nervous, as excited as you were at that last 40 seconds of the Westchester game? How do those two sequences compare?
Oh, I don't know. That's pretty even. Both times, you don't want to be in that position as a player, but then you do because that's why you like the game so much.
That was real. That's why hey, PSAC East champ. Let's go.
I was really happy to get the opportunity to get there, but very disappointed that we didn't come away with the win for those guys, and everyone felt the same way.
It obviously sucks in that aspect. I mean, when you win, you want to win it all, but to know that we made history and had fun doing it, and it was a great ride, I think that's something that we'll take for the rest of our lives. I mean, that's an experience you can't get anywhere else.
I don't think the score, obviously the score was very lopsided, but I don't think we're that much less of a football team than they are. I think we're better than that, and that's the one disappointing thing. You know, you end the year with a loss, and you start the year with a loss. You know, and it was the ending wasn't what we wanted to be, but I can tell you I'm so proud of those guys from what they did. The message that we always talk about with our group is, you know, be a good teammate, you know, do all the right things on and off the field, be a good teammate, and those guys were good teammates, you know. But I didn't go out and recruit these guys, but I feel like I still did, you know what I mean? I feel a good bond with them. I really connected with the group. I really connect with those guys, and I was happy to see that they could get that, you know, at least get the PSAC East title.
Coach Clem's got Coach of the Year. I love that. He's a great coach. He's a good person.
When he came in, it was just like he kind of said, like, I got this. Like, you just work hard, I'll take care of the rest. And that's what he did from day one, always making us compete, getting us better, always being there for us on and off the field. So him stepping in was a big part of this program and a big part of success. And he helped me grow into the player and even the man I am today.
Oh, I'm proud. You know, I mean, this is the greatest program that I've ever been a part of. It's the best group of guys, you know, one of the best coaches I ever had, if not the best coach I ever had. And it was just an honor playing with these guys, just playing for Coach Clemens.
If I had to look back, I'd say this senior class has been exceptional.
You know, for the seniors, you know, they led us this whole season, and I appreciate everything that they did for us. You know, they kept us together at the tough times, you know, when we needed to overcome adversity. And, you know, even though we didn't come out the way we wanted it to, I was proud of those guys, and I'm thankful for them. You know, even on the field, they've changed me, and then off the field, they've changed me to become a better person. And I appreciate those seniors.
What are you going to take away from your time with these guys, moments like this, from your 4 years as a KU Golden Bear football player?
Nothing ever is unattainable. I mean, we were, like I said, always picked last, never respected. This is a great growing thing even in life. People aren't going to always say you're the best candidate. Maybe it's a job, your resume's not as good. But as soon as we get on the field, I mean, and you just see who's next to you and kind of who's fighting for you and the people who are out there, I mean, you really can achieve anything. I mean, if you look at us without pads on and just running around, you would not say, yeah, that's the football team. But that's our football team. We're not big, we're not super fast, we're not the strongest, but we're guys who are going to go out there every day, go 100% and just give it all just because the guy next to us is going to do the same thing for us.
It means the world. I mean, the different relationships you form with, like, players and coaches, it all, you don't think much of it when it's going on, but you start to appreciate it as time goes on. I mean, like, it all becomes a big part of, like, how you develop and who you become as a person, as a player, as a man. Like, it's just deep. It's like a beautiful thing.
What is something that's going to be the biggest takeaway from you, whether it's a historical kind of standpoint, a statistical standpoint, or maybe it's more of an emotional thing, being so close to the team, so invested in the university? What is the biggest thing you're going to take away when in 10 more years, and you'll probably still be invested in KU football, that you're going to remember about this year?
7 straight wins.
What was the most memorable moment of this year?
Definitely the ship game. We won double OT. That front flip that's always going to go in my mind. I'm always going to remember that, especially because I broke my toe and it hurt a little bit.
This 2016 edition is special, and they deserve a lot of recognition and a lot of congratulations for what they accomplished.
What were your best moments calling games of 2016 KU Bear football?
I'll tell you, as a Kutztown graduate, anytime we have more points than Westchester on any scoreboard, that's a good day.
This coming season, and understanding what we need to do, and still having the 1-0 mentality. But now the 1-0 mentality is in the weight room, running in the morning, taking care of your class grades and all that stuff. Having that 1-0 mentality and doing what you need to do and control what you need to control.
I think the important thing as a coach and as a coaching staff is you constantly are competing every day, day in, day out. Everyone wants to win. Everyone wants to win championships. And in order to do that, you've got to beat the teams that are constantly doing it. And the teams in our conference on our side that have been in that situation have been Bloomsburg and Westchester. So for me, from an outside perspective, before I came here to Kutztown, those were the teams that I circled. I'd say, we got to beat these guys. But to me, there's no question that we should be in the footprint of the East. When you talk about teams that are going to contend for the title, Kutztown should be in that conversation.
Hopefully we get another PSAC. Hopefully we get a PSAC championship next year instead of PSAC East.
Thanks for enjoying the 2016 Kutztown football season, PSAC East champions.
That's why I left Belleville to come to Kutztown, so I could reconnect with Jordan Morgan.
Right. What is the biggest thing you're going to take away when in 10 more years, and you'll probably still be invested in KU football, that you're going to remember about this year?
7 straight wins.
Easy, right?
Oh yeah, I was about to sneeze for a second. I had to hold that back.
There you go. Good job.
Daryl's stupid as hell.
Good to see you again.
We'll find out to take it up.
So explain this to me. What's happening here?
They're lifting weights.
But what do you? And that's us, Mike Iannacci, Tyler Trumbauer, from the Brox, perched high above Andre Reed Stadium.
You were saying? I had it. I told you I had it.
I got it all by myself though, and that's the most important thing.
I'm little, so my jaw come off. Pull back.
It's gonna be a good one.
Okay, all right, cool. Say your name. We know you.
Callan Williams.
Do I do it again?
Full start. Offense, number 17. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down. You went like this. You.
Emphatic.
Let me see something.
That's not a big video. Yeah. See you KUTV on 3. 1, 2, 3.
KUTV!